Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, another brand new day. Today, as I record this, it is Sunday. Thumbs up for that. Yay! Last night, when I went walkies, the weather was... the sky was clear-ish. There were dark clouds coming in, but it was nice. And right now, it appears to be a bit cloudy, probably a cloud cover, but it seems like it's going to be a day, which is good. You know, our planet needs to revolve. It needs to move around our sun. We need energy and heat. We need all sorts of chemical processes, so it's good. It is good that everything in our universe functions as it is supposed to, for the large part. Definitely a good thing. Past that, though, first off, I've actually been sleeping a little bit better these past couple. I went through a week of just bad insomnia. Waking up at 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then just trapped and unable to sleep from then on. I would still wake up earlier than I like, probably around 4 or 4:30. And then it's just toss and turn and hurt until I'm wide awake and bored, and so I just get up out of bed. But it's been getting longer of late, and that is good. I think one of the things now is I just use a sheet on my bed. I used to have a towel and then a blanket over the towel, and then that got too warm, so it was just the towel. Now I take the towel off and I sleep with just a sheet. It's a big foam block, my mattress is, because anything else hurts too much. And foam just absorbs and reflects heat. And one of the things my body does is it just pumps out the BTUs. I overheat easy. Voice box gave out there. I overheat easy. So, yay. Past that, though, still as stated, existing, and that's a good thing. So, definitely a thumbs up. I went to the store last night and I bought my cat some cat food because yesterday I was out. I used the last of her food to feed her for lunch, and then there was nothing. So yeah, I had to go walkies and I spent money on cat food, and so she's eating, and that's a good thing. Yay! Definitely a thumbs up. And then I still have hamster food that was sent to me before, so little Ghost here is eating. Now, Ghost is asleep right now. It used to be, before the switch to daylight savings, when I would come in, Ghost would sometimes be up and running around. Now, no, Ghost is sleeping when I get in here after the daylight savings change. So I don't get to see Ghost very often in the morning time. I'll sometimes make noise, and then he'll poke his nose up and then come over and sniff to see what's up. But usually I just let him sleep because just sleeping is hard, so. But he's doing well, and Amelia is doing well, so my pets are doing good. It is good. There are gangly leg spiders in corners of the room, so I am surrounded by very predatory life, but there is life. And no, Amelia, you're not going to be going out. She's still doing the every 5 minutes scraping at the door to go in and out. And I have to either poke her with a stick to get her away from the door, which I may have to do now. Amelia, no. Or hopefully she'll just get it out of her head and stop being annoying. Thumbs up for that. Past that, though, excuse me, the only thing I really have over here on my list, because I haven't done much, I just played some video games and then went walkies. I talked online, but creative thought or anything like that didn't do much of. I mean, I've tried to think of story stuff as best I could, and I've tried to think of other things, and there's a lot of things I want to talk about, and periodically I'll remember and then hope to write it down, but by the time I get to my topics list, I've forgotten again until random moments it comes up and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope I remember. Such is life, until I can get increased dosages and correct medications for my ADHD. which is actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, but we'll go with that in a moment if I remember, because I mostly have written down more creative writing talk, and I wanted to sort of talk about that. And it does tie in sort of with what I was actually going to say. Because I was actually going to talk about how I have been unable to express my creativity in a normal fashion my whole life. I've mentioned that before. And one of the reasons for that is we have to play the hands that we are dealt of cards for our lives. And I can tell you that what happens when you have untreated, undiagnosed ADHD and you have dreams and plans when you are younger. What happens is those dreams and plans don't come to fruition. I wanted to be a paid and published writer before I was 25 years old. But as my alcoholism got worse, and then as my ADHD continued to go untreated and undiagnosed, everything just started falling apart the older I got. And then once I had become sober, and am still sober, have been sober with a few falls, but it's okay to fall. The shame is not in falling. The shame is in not getting back up. And I have always gotten back up. So, with that gone, there's still been the ADHD, untreated, undiagnosed, largely unknown. So I'm 58, and I can barely concentrate enough to make a video. So my ability to write and such has never really developed. All that stuff that I did when I was younger was good and wonderful, and it was good writing, but I never developed any good extra habits for doing that sort of stuff because everything was falling apart from the alcoholism and ADHD. Life is life. We play the hands we're dealt. So, even though I have never been able to write a full book, even if I get fully treated so that I can concentrate like a normal human being, right now, I'm not even sure that I would want to spend the X amount of time necessary to write a book for full giving out and trying to sell. I mean, it can take 10, 15 years before someone can become a full published author. And in 10 to 15 years, I mean, a lot of men die even before that time. That's at 70 and plus. If you have money and access to health care, the average age has been going up in the United States. If you do not have access to health care or money, that average age has not budged. For those people without money or real access, we're here. Those people with money live longer, which has been pulling the average up. People without money, us, that age hasn't budged, right around 72. So I don't want to put 10, 15 years into something that I may die before the end of. Now, I've mentioned before, and I've talked with Russian timing on this, the journey is the destination. I'm doing a lot of work right now on my psyche that if I could finish it, I would be decades older than I'm going to live. So I'm doing work and doing things where the payoff I'll never see because I will die before then. But the journey is the destination. As long as you are progressing, moving forward, learning, being entertained, being happy, then that's the journey. That is the destination. You've won. You've made it. Each day you go further is another win. The journey is the destination. So yeah, The fact that I won't win and see the payoff before I die, that doesn't mean a thing, because every single day that I have progressed just a little bit further, that's a win. That is a plus. The journey is the destination. So on the one hand, yeah, it would be kind of wasting time on something that may never come to fruition. But every day you do something and get a little better at something is a plus and a win. I'm learning still how to use my editing program, HitFilm Express. Each day that I'm able to do a little bit more, I feel happy and like I have progressed. And I have. The fact that I only use it for my tiny little channel here and will never use it for anything big, that doesn't mean a thing. I've learned something. I've made some steps on my journey, and the journey is the destination. So yeah, even though I can't write on it and get published on a full-time big level, and I'm not sure I want to expend the effort, there's nothing wrong with just writing, which I've mentioned before. While you don't have to monetize your passions, if you have passions, it is okay to indulge them. It's like, if you're not good at writing out a full thing, write your story in broad pictures just to get it done and then move on to the next. It doesn't have to be a fully finished picture. It can be an impressionistic thing, whether it be impressionistic paint or it's an impressionistic fiction story written with words where you don't want to, you have no desire to go any deeper, but getting that surface level, broad painted strokes is enough to satisfy your creative urge. Do that. And so all of my work on this story stuff is that. Broad strokes. I may never go any deeper or further. I don't have to. I am still being creative. I am still expressing myself. And that is a very, very good thing. Whether or not I can monetize that ability, you don't have to monetize your passions. I don't really have enough time to talk about this stuff. Mostly it was about, I mentioned a little bit about, every time I've tried to talk about one of the two major races on the bone juice hurting world, there is the Dwarlan and the Elvandri. I keep meaning to talk about the Elvandri, the nomadic dwarves, and then I spend a lot of time instead talking about the fungal elves. Because the nomadic dwarves, the Elvandri, there's two ways that you can generally refer to them, because culture is important to define as well, not just the actual physical parts of them, but what they have to live with, which defines how they are. Part of the culture of these nomadic people is in the names themselves. It is perfectly valid and proper to refer to them in the singular as Elvandri or Vandri. And if you're referring to them in multiples, it's Vandrim or Elvandrim. It is perfectly proper, and nobody would get upset if you used one term or the other. But culturally and individually, they're all moving away from Elvandri and Elvandrim, and more, everyone's just, it's not a conscious decision, it's just you pick up what you hear, and people are using more, just dropping the Elvet part. So culturally, there's just being a slow shift. And being nomadic, yes, they will periodically, every once in a while, if there's a political shift, half of a town will just pack up and go. Even when a town stays, like if they're mining an area or exploiting a resource in an area, a town is really going to stick around for a few generations. Everyone starts getting antsy, and as soon as they're getting close to that resource being gone, the mine being all used up, everyone's already all packed up and ready to just move on, leaving just the empty resource pit or mine behind. They're a very nomadic people. They don't get up on horses and ride like, invaders, but they pack everything onto caravans and wagons, and then they head out. They just got that urge to get up and go. And so they do. And I'll talk more about that on another day, because I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Thumbs up each one I do. Answer as many as my executive dysfunction will allow. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I am an American English speaker, and even though I count in American Sign Language with my memory issues, I almost forgot what I was going to say right there, and my fibro and ADHD and more, I'm sometimes like I can remember anything at all. So calling up Chrome, we have Christopher Thomas, thumbs up and thank you. Ice Damon, always good to see you. Tommy Nelson, thumbs up. Ty, T-E-I, thumbs up and thank you very much. Oh, I drank soda before I started recording, and now that gas wants out. The Thing 2011, thumbs up and thank you much. Did I miss somebody? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 thumbs up and thank you. We have Daddy Chili, thumbs up. There is Daybreak and Now, greatly appreciated. And Henry Giovanetto, thumbs up. There is S. Charles Denacon. Not sure, but there we go. There's Chara Dremer, thumbs up and thank you. Felipe Rodriguez, greatly appreciated. There is Crash Meme, thumbs up. Captain Amazing, greatly appreciated. Norman, thumbs up. There is Dasarath, greatly appreciated. Agar Valpergus, thumbs up. And then there is STL Gaming, greatly appreciated. Will Ward, thumbs up. And Kapaki, good to see you in the comments. We have Jesse Koyman, who's asked a question that I'm going to have to answer again soon. And Basar Shooter, I sure hope I pronounced that correctly. I cannot get my head to make the proper motions to say that. I am very, very sorry. There is Beatrice, thumbs up and thank you, with Ricky Bettini and the daily reminder to live every day to its fullest. There is Lucas Person, thumbs up, and last but not least, M-U-I-S-E-O. Museo? I am not sure, but thank you very much, each and every one of you. You get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, and that is appreciated to no end. Definitely a thumbs up, and thank you. If you could check out my various links down below, I have Twitter, Facebook, Patreon.com. If you could become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. And if you'd like to help me out financially without sending money to the patronage, I have a PayPal link down below, and if you could check out the Amazon wishlist link as well, that would be very cool. Now, do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled, and if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you could toss me a like, I appreciate all the positive validation I get for my existence. Definite thumbs up. And if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Thank you very, very much. And the duck head of Scorn thankfully does not wear the great and powerful lobster hat. Otherwise, who knows what mischief it would get up to. Somewhere, the horse head of encouragement still wishes the best for us, but at any moment, the duck head of Scorn could come to cast its scorn upon any and all whom it feels necessary. Be watchful. Be wary. And of course, Black Lives Matter and Stop Asian Hate. Good golly, Miss Molly. And during these hard times, try to stay as safe and creative as you possibly can. It is a very good idea. So, If you don't have to go out, please don't go out. If you do, wear a mask, wash your hands, try not to touch your face, maintain your social distancing. Just do your best. You can't control people around you, but you can control you as best you can. Sometimes there are issues, so you just got to do what you can. So, you take care. I will see you on the flip side. You take care. I've forgotten the way that this ends, so I'll see you. How far? Do we really need to keep this one going? It could be a good mine for going down.